In 2024, whenever the Middle Ages are brought up in a conversation, it is thought to be a period of ignorance and superstition. Often portrayed as a time of widespread illiteracy and as a backwards era when compared to Rome. While of course there was a lot of political turmoil and war, major advancements in medicine and science were made. So, who were the people that made these advancements, and what did they discover? Hildegard of Bingen was not only an abbess but also a polymath, writer, composer, and mystic. Her works, particularly in natural sciences and medicine, were revolutionary for their time. In Physica and Causea et Curea, she compiled medical knowledge on the healing properties of plants, animals, and minerals. Hildegard's holistic approach to medicine focused on the balance between the body, mind, and spirit. She classified illnesses and their treatments, paying close attention to diet and hygiene. Innovative for a period when most medical treatments were based on superstition. One of Hildegard's notable contributions was her focus on herbal medicine. She described remedies using plants like fennel, which she claimed could help improve digestion, and sage, recommended for its antiseptic qualities. Mondino Dutti was an Italian physician known for reviving the practice of human dissection in medieval Europe, which had been largely forbidden by the Catholic Church. His work, Anatomia Corporis Humani, written in 1316, was the first European anatomy text based on dissections, influencing medical education for centuries. By performing these dissections, Mondino provided more accurate knowledge of human anatomy, leading to better surgical techniques. When we talk about the Middle Ages, we don't necessarily think about their importance in the field of astronomy. For example, let's talk about Roger Bacon. He was an English philosopher and Franciscan friar, which means that he was a member of an order in the Catholic Church that preferred a life of poverty and humility for their members. He advocated for the scientific method centuries before it was even accepted. He emphasized the importance of experimentation and observation, laying the groundwork for modern science. Bacon's contributions to optics were especially notable. He studied the properties of light, lenses, and magnification, which helped the eventual invention of the telescope. These studies in optics led him to propose the construction of lenses that could magnify small objects and bring distant ones closer. He also experimented with improving spectacles to aid vision. Though these devices weren't perfected in his lifetime, his insights pushed the boundaries of medieval scientific understanding. Leonardo of Pisa, also known as Fibonacci, was known for introducing the Hindu-Arabic numeral system to Europe through his 12012 work, Liber Abaci. I don't know if I pronounced that well. His famous sequence, where each number is the sum of the two preceding ones, was not just a mathematical curiosity, it had practical applications. The sequence appeared in the growth patterns of plants and the arrangement of leaves and seeds. It was also used to calculate interest rates and population growth, demonstrating the practical utility of mathematical theory. Another scholar that is pretty interesting, I find, in medieval science is Ibn al-Haytham, and although he wasn't European, his contributions to optics had a significant influence on later medieval scholars, just like Roger Bacon. He was known as the father of modern optics. His work, Book of Optics, was a comprehensive treatise on the behavior of light, reflection, and refraction. His emphasis on empirical observation and the scientific method directly influenced European scholars during the later Middle Ages. Well, now that we know that there were a lot of people who were pretty instrumental in the advancement of science in the Middle Ages, we have to be wise and not forget that during the Middle Ages, monasteries and universities played a critical role in the preservation and dissemination of knowledge. Monasteries copied and preserved ancient Greek and Roman texts, while medieval universities, particularly in cities like Bologna, Paris, and Oxford, became centers of intellectual activity. These institutions facilitated the exchange of ideas across Europe, allowing scholars to build upon the knowledge of their predecessors. For instance, in the University of Salerno, which was considered to be the first medical school in Europe, many scholars from across the continent and the Islamic world contributed to a cross-cultural exchange of medical knowledge. The translations of classical texts into Latin also allowed ideas from scholars like Galen and Hippocrates to influence European medicine.